Hey YouTube, I'm making a sweet dish with zucchini. It's faux pineapple, basically. Faux pineapple chunks. 3 ingredients you're going to need for this recipe: zucchini, pineapple juice, and sugar. I'm going to go ahead and peel the zucchini, de-seed them, and cut them up into cubes, and I will be back. Okay, so this is all the zucchini from one giant zucchini, so I am just going to go ahead and work on this one alone and see how far I get for quarts. I'm supposed to make about 4 quarts for this recipe. You're making chops that are the shape of what would be around the size of pineapple chunks. The idea behind zucchini is that it's very, very mellow and mild, and it will absorb the flavoring of whatever you season it or boil it in. So that's the idea here. You're boiling your zucchini in pineapple juice. It's going to taste like pineapples. This is another way that I did before, and I know it did taste like it. I mixed it up with a pie, and it was undetectable to anybody that the zucchini was actually zucchini. They thought it was pineapple. Instead of cutting it up into a bunch of strips, just cut the zucchini in half and then take out the seeds. This one didn't have very many seeds, so it's not cored so deeply. And then just flip it over and slice it down like you would have half a pineapple circle. I've seen recipes where you basically do the same exact thing like what I'm doing here and then cook it in apple juice, so it looks and tastes like apples. I made pineapple upside down cake with the zucchini that I had cooked in this shape, and this is the shape that I think would be the best for anything like a pineapple upside down cake or pie. I'm going to just cook them up separately so you can just see how it'll turn out both ways in this video, because I'm going to cook up 2 quarts this way, looking like this, and I'm going to cook up 2 quarts looking like that, the chunks. So what you could do as a suggestion for saving money, 100% pineapple juice is usually a little bit more expensive than if you have a pineapple juice blend. What I would suggest is maybe using a mixture of the two if you wanted to save money, because 1 and 1 wouldn't make a big difference and you wouldn't notice it. So in any case, it's going to be approximately 6 cups of pineapple juice for 4 quarts of chopped up zucchini. Now, whichever way you chop it up is up to you. I'm actually splitting this recipe up. So 2 quarts, just for reference here, is my Vitamix filled all the way to the top. So that's just for reference. If you want to make half the recipe, you will need 2 quarts of sliced zucchini, whether it's this format or in thin slices like this one, and 3 cups of pineapple juice. If you're doing the whole 4 quarts of chopped up zucchini, you're going to need 6 cups of pineapple juice. So I'm going to go ahead and finish chopping. I just wanted to add that about pineapple juice. So now I'm going to add, I've got the 2 quarts of chunks of zucchini, 3 cups of pineapple, and I'm going to add 1 1/4 cup of sugar there. It's usually 3 cups people call for, so you can put it to taste. I think that 1 1/4 cup is fine, and I tried it as a recipe before and it was fine for my family. We still tasted the sweetness, and I just try to avoid too much sugar in what I cook and bake. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let this simmer on the stove for 20 minutes. And just one small suggestion, if you're trying to save a little bit of energy, I think it's a good idea to turn it on medium-high and put your lid on. And then once you know it's actually getting to a nice boil underneath the pot lid, you can take the lid off. And that way, this is going to cook down over 20 minutes or 15 minutes, however long it took for it to get to a boil. And then you have 15 minutes left, let's say, for it to continue cooking, to be a total of 20 minutes. I would say that it's probably a good idea to let it cook out, because the liquid will be more concentrated, and then you'll get more of those pineapple flavors in your jar once it's all said and done. So now I'm going to go ahead. There's about 2 minutes left of my 20-minute cook time for this mixture. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of rice starch that I've added to about a 1/4 cup of pineapple juice. I've stirred it up to make sure there's no lumps, and I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. And this is just going to be a bit of a thickener for the mix. So the last 2 minutes, I'm just going to let that cook in and then turn off my stove, and I'll come back. Okay, so I have gone ahead and taken my pineapple mix, or my faux pineapple mix. I just wanted to show you, you can see here the liquid. I didn't really show it before. It's slightly thicker. It's not a whole lot thicker, but it's definitely a little bit thicker than if it was just pineapple juice and zucchini together with that rice starch added. I've wiped off the rims already, and I'm going to put my lids on. I've got my 3 cups of pineapple juice, and I'm going to add the 2 quarts of the sliced zucchini right now. So this is the last 2-minute cook down, and I'm going to add to my 2 quarts of sliced zucchini, 3 cups of pineapple juice, and 1 1/4 cup of sugar. I am now going to add 2 tablespoons of rice starch that has been mixed into a 1/4 cup of pineapple juice. So I'm going to go ahead and do that all over again with the sliced pineapples, and they're going to simmer for about 1 more or 2 more minutes with the starch in it, and then they'll be ready for the jars. Okay, so I'm about to add the sliced so-called pineapples to my jars here. These jars have been sterilized, but they're not even hot to the touch anymore. I can actually touch them with no problem. They're pretty much room temperature. I'm not worried about it. It doesn't necessarily have to be boiling hot jars to the hot food, but what's more important is that as long as your kitchen isn't freezing cold, so that there's a huge difference in temperature from the room to the jars. But in a normal situation, these jars, as long as they've been sterilized and cleaned, then it's not a problem to add the hot to a room temperature jar. The room temperature jar is going to hold the temperature just fine, and this hot mix is more importantly going into hot water in the Waterbath canner. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these up, and sliced up pineapple zucchini is jarred up and ready to go in the water, and they're going to Waterbath can for 15 minutes. Pineapples are at a rolling boil, so I'll come back when everything has finished and it's set on the counters. So this is the fake pineapple slices and cubes out of the bath canner. Can you tell the difference here? It's kind of hard because now it's been put with a bit of thickener. So this side here is the pineapple chunks, and this side is the pineapple slices. You really can't tell the difference. I'm not going to open the jars because of all the work it took to seal them, but you did see what they look like while they were cooking in the pot, and they look exactly the same from that state. All this did was help seal it up. So I hope if you do like pineapples, and if you like pineapple juice, give it a try. It really does trick people because the flavor is almost indistinguishable, especially if you're not expecting it when you try it baked into other goods. I hope you like this recipe, and if you give it a try, let me know in the comment section. And even if you don't, thank you for watching, and God bless you. See you in the next video.